everybody, my name is Victoria and I am the owner of a small soap business called Bubble Fairy. I make cold processed soaps as well as a few melt and pour soaps, and I also make solid bubble baths, lotions. I'm trying to learn to make candles, but soap is my specialty. Today I wanted to go through some of my fragrance oils that I have and the ones that I love, those that I haven't used yet. So today what I've done is I've gathered all of my Nature's Garden fragrance oils that I have in my supply right now. I do have some fragrance oils that I've used from Nature's Garden that aren't on this table, but for the purposes of this video, we're not going to be talking about those too much today. As I go through each fragrance, I'll be showing you if I've made anything with them, my comments and thoughts about them, and generally what they smell like out of the bottle. So before we get into that, if you are into making self-care or you're just interested in creative things, please make sure to hit the subscribe button below. All right, let's do this. So first up, I have Fruity Rings. Fruity Rings is Nature's Garden's Fruit Loop duplicate. A lot of people tell me it smells like Fruit Loops or Fruity Pebbles, and I have to agree. It is the most dead on, for me, dead on scent for a Fruit Loop. It's so good. You're not supposed to drink fragrance oil, obviously, but it smells so delicious. You might be tempted to. I have a 16-ounce bottle for this one because I ordered it in a smaller size before and I realized how much I loved it, so I wanted to make sure to get a larger supply of that the next time around. I've not made cold processed soap with this one, but I did make solid bubble bath with this, and here are what those look like. They smell so good. And they're really fun, shaped like ice cream, and I thought this was the perfect fun scent for those products. So highly recommend Fruity Rings. The only reason I haven't used it in cold process soap is because the design that I really want to do does involve a white coloring of soap, and this has a lot of vanillin in it. And for my soap makers out there, you know that vanillin is going to cause your soap to turn brown. It doesn't affect its use, but it does affect it visually, and I just haven't wanted to color this differently yet. There are some items you can get to prevent the discoloration, but I haven't tried those either, and I've also heard that they only temporarily halt the discoloration and not completely stop it. So this one hasn't been put in cold processed soap yet by me, but might need to be redesigned, and I might do that soon. That was Fruity Rings. Next is one that I don't have right now. It's called Black Currant. It was one of the first fragrance oils. Actually, I think it is the first fragrance oil that I got from Nature's Garden. When I very first started soaping, I made this soap bar, and what I can tell you about the Black Currant fragrance is it is very strong out of bottle. If you know what Dimetap is, that's what that smells like out of the bottle. But when you put it in soap, it really mellows out to more of a grape scent. So if that's what you're looking for, I really think Black Currant is a really nice smell for emulating a grape type of scent. The next one that I have is called Lavender Luxury. Where is she? This actually used to be my go-to lavender for cold processed soap. I don't have any on hand of that lavender bar, but I will put a picture of it on the screen right now. It was a really nice purple color with white. It did not discolor at all, which was really great for that soap bar. But this is Lavender Luxury. I have it here in an 8-ounce bottle. Out of bottle, it really smells, you get the lavender notes, and it does smell very soapy, for lack of a better term. It has a little bit more floral notes than other lavender fragrances that I've encountered. This fragrance oil does fade a little bit faster than my other fragrance oils. It's one of the things I noticed. This is one of the only bars that I've made that really faded. I think it took like a year or so for it to really fade, but it did fade compared to some of the other ones that I have on my line still that still haven't faded. One thing to keep in mind with all of the notes that I am giving today is they are from my experience. You might have a different experience based on your recipe, or fragrances constantly change in formulation over time. It's August 2023. If you want the most current and up-to-date information on any of these fragrances, go to the Nature's Garden website and check it out there. Check the IFRA statements and also the descriptions on their website. Next up is one of my favorites for my men's line. It's called Straight Up Savage. This is a duplicate of the Sauvage cologne from Dior, and it smells like such a clean masculine scent. I'd say out of bottle it probably smells like a typical men's body spray, but I have found it to be really popular amongst the men in my customer base. It is what I use to make this bar. It is called the Man in the Moon on my soap line, and I really do need to remake that, but I don't know if you can hear, but I need to reorder this one before I remake that. There was no discoloration that I noticed. I don't remember it accelerating or anything like that. The notes were blue sky accord, ambergris, and musk. Also, one of the middle notes in this is pepper, and I do kind of feel like you smell kind of a peppery scent that gives it a little bit of spice. Nothing too much. Like I said, it really reads as just a really clean masculine scent. So if that's something you're looking for like a men's line of lotions or soaps or beard oils, that could be what you're looking for. Next up were two that I don't actually have on hand anymore. Back in 2021, I was asked by a friend to make a baby powder soap bar. And so I was kind of looking around for where I could find something with that baby powder scent, and I found two from Nature's Garden. One was the baby powder Fabuloso type, and one was just baby powder. I ended up not liking either of them, but the baby powder one did smell like baby powder, to be fair. Here are pictures of how those turned out. So I don't have those here today, but those are two that I have used, and I'm not sure if I can recommend them, but if you're looking for a true baby powder scent, they definitely read as true baby powder. Next up is Witching Hour. I really love this one for fall. So I know fall is right around the corner if you guys are looking for a fragrance oil for those sweet, spicy, kind of cinnamony. This is going to be the perfect fragrance oil for that. It just is really strong on the clove, cinnamon, apple cider type of smell out of bottle. In my experience, I didn't have anything wrong with this fragrance oil. It worked really well for me, and no acceleration, no discoloring. One of the bars that I made with this is actually my spiced cider bar, and it smells so good. Actually, truth be told, I made this bar in 2021 and it is 2023 and it is still smelling just as good. So as far as scent retention, the Witching Hour fragrance does do really well. Next up is Linen Breeze. This is kind of a clean linen scent. It really smells like an ivory soap bar when you think of like a cotton scent. This is really strong laundry, like fresh laundry, that kind of scent. This one also behaves really well. No acceleration, no discoloration in my experience. One of the bars that I have made with this, my Ocean Breeze bar, and this is it. This guy, it's actually looked two different ways. So this was the first run of it, and here is the second. The scent retention on Linen Breeze is pretty strong. Honestly, in soap, this fragrance is very strong. So if you are looking for a more light scent for your soap bar, this may not be it, or make sure you use it in more of a light recommendation instead. But yeah, the scent holds really well in this. If anything, it just mellows out a little bit over time, but it certainly doesn't fade like some of the other fragrances I have experienced. Next up, we have Yummy Gummy. This is a new favorite. Just like Fruity Rings, Yummy Gummy has a really true scent, but this time not to Fruit Loops. This time it's a bag of gummy bears. If you like gummy bears, if you open a bag of gummy bears, you know that smell you get out of the bag. It's just pure sugar, probably. This is that smell, really truly out of bottle. And even in soap, this is exactly the same smell. So far, I'm not really able to give too much of a report on how the scent retention is, just because I made these bars in maybe February or so. So it's only been about 6 months since I've made this bar, but even still, I can still really strongly smell the Yummy Gummy fragrance. So I am inclined to say that the scent retention is going pretty well, but we will see. As far as behavior, I didn't have any problems with soaping with this fragrance. No discoloration. I was able to do a very light orange bar, as you can see here. I actually did a take on the confetti soap bar, which we will probably talk about in a future video. If you're interested, please let me know. Next up, Wizards and Wands. So this one I haven't actually had the chance to use yet. Smelling it, smells very masculine. Wizards and Wands is described as bergamot, citrus orange, and rose. That's probably a lot of what I'm smelling is a rose scent, and then there's some patchouli and oak moss, which is also what I'm getting, and a little bit of the musk that they mentioned. I'd say most strongly rose. It has kind of a powdery scent to it, definitely a little bit of musk underneath there. You know, even with the rose in there, I am almost certain that this will be a good addition to a masculine line. It smells really nice, actually, so that's one that I might look forward to using this fall. Based on the reviews, there is a little bit of vanillin in it, so it might discolor a little bit. The notes say that there is a strong scent retention, and yes, so a little bit of discoloration to a tan, and there wasn't any acceleration or anything like that to be concerned with. So looks like it behaves pretty well. You just might need to consider that it might discolor to a really light tan during your curing process. Next up, we have Bay Rum. This one is super fun. I was not sure what the hype about Bay Rum was because it seemed like every soaper had Bay Rum on their line, but I totally get it now. It is such a hard scent to describe. It smells like quite a bit like alcohol, I would say, and with a little bit of the tree scents. Let me go ahead and get the description now, because it's honestly a little hard to pin down. So the top notes in this are orange and apple. The middle notes are cinnamon, clove, and mint. Then the base notes are pine, cedarwood, vanilla, musk, and patchouli. The cedarwood, pine, and patchouli are responsible for those really nature smelling, very tree smelling notes that I'm getting, and honestly that is a lot of what I get from this. Definitely the mint. I don't really smell cinnamon or clove, but the mint is really strong. I think that's responsible for kind of the sharper smell that I'm getting from this. This is definitely not a muted scent. It's very much a bright scent, if that makes any sense. Orange and apple, I would say orange is probably the most that I'm smelling from that. So really I would say orange, mint, patchouli, pine. And that's why I used it to do a Northern Lights inspired soap. And here is a picture of that one. I actually did this for a friend's baby shower. Her baby's name is Moon. And so we did a little moon in the corner. We did some mountains. They really are into the celestial. So we did a couple of lines of a bright green in the sky to kind of look like the Northern Lights, and overall that soap was so much fun, and Bay Rum was a perfect fragrance oil for that. It behaved so well, and it let me really take my time doing all of those designs in the soap. Highly recommend that one if you want to add that to your line. And then last up we have Mermaid Kisses. I actually got this one because Katie over at Royalty Soaps had used it in a soap bar before, and I was super curious about it because she said that she liked it so much. So I picked it up. I haven't been able to use it yet, but it definitely smells very floral, actually really strong floral scent. Again, it's called Mermaid Kisses. It's more of an ocean type, water type fragrance. Ocean mist, sea moss, petals, geranium flower, water mint, coriander seed, white cedarwood, and earthy vetiver. And that's where I'm getting that very watery scent from. That's where the florals are coming from, and that I'm not getting as much mint on this one. Out of bottle, this smells like it'd be kind of a lighter scent, on the lighter side. I would definitely consider this for a lighter soap bar, maybe some light floral colors, maybe a flower design in it. I look forward to using this. Out of the two, which I haven't used yet, Mermaid Kisses and Wizards and Wands, please go ahead and let me know in the comments down below which one you would like me to use next. And if you want to see what we're up to in the current time, please check me out on Instagram, Bubble Fairy CO over there, and then also we're on TikTok, also Bubble Fairy CO. And if you'd like to look at any of the products that I've made using these fragrance oils, I'll also link my Etsy shop down below and right here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and that it was informative for you. And in the next videos, we'll be exploring the fragrances that I've gotten from Brambleberry, Nurture Soap, Wholesale Supplies Plus, Flaming Candle, and Aztec Soap Supplies. Stay tuned for those. I will see you guys in the next video.